Very bright this morning. How are you?
Very well, thanks.
Mr. Mwako.
Yes, bro.
You know,
I know
actually, I was
as usual.
No, I was yeah, I was doing some cleaning here.
Mr. Mwako.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
It came in today in the morning. It's from Nairobi Investment Bank.
Thank you.
Ambrose, you put 2 sugars. I asked you for 1.
Sweetness is good for...
Spare me that. Go. Mr. Shaw on the line. He says it's really urgent he speaks to you.
Oh, okay.
So, do I return his call?
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Hi. Last night was awesome.
You know you deserve the best.
Really?
For the time being, I've got so much work I need to finish up. Can we maybe meet up after work?
What do you have planned?
I'm sure I can come up with something exciting.
Okay then.
All right.
Guys, Mwako wants the both of you in the boardroom now. He says now.
What's the hurry?
He just said now.
But the meeting said was at 9:30.
He just said now and he's not so very happy.
You're not coming?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Put on some makeup. You look like you've been run over by a truck. What's the big news, sir?
How's it? Everything all right?
Yeah.
It's not good. How's the meeting? Looks like I'll be spending the rest of the day doing damage control.
What's the damage?
We have just lost our biggest corporate client to Shire and Shah. Shah called me to gloat. Well, it's business. So we'll just have to pull up our socks if we are to stay afloat, get some more big corporate clients.
But why the move to Shah and Shah?
It's a waste of mental energy thinking about that. Looks like I'll be spending a lot of time at the golf course, networking.
Mr. Mwako, if it's any consolation for the month, I'm working on a case that will bring a good compensation.
Tell me more about it.
50 Cent Minimat. They've got 10 branches in Nairobi, 5 in Mombasa, and 2 in Nakuru.
I know about them. They've captured the market with a 50 cents discount on every product. What's their story?
Well, I've placed a suit against them. Our client, Mary Moguya, she was manhandled, sexually harassed, and forced into manual labor, and all kind of things.
What for?
Apparently, she was accused of stealing a chewing gum.
She went through all that for chewing gum.
Quite an ordeal, and yet she had spent 2,500 shillings on her shopping.
She had the money to pay for the gum?
She offered to pay for it, but the supervisor thought he should hold her there against her will for some punishment of sorts.
I'm saying millions in compensation.
Sure thing, sir.
Anything else?
No.
Then we're done here.
Hey. What's with the long face?
Huh? What?
What's with the mood?
None of your business.
Listen, I'm just concerned. I've not really seen you like this before. And whatever it is, I think it's really eating you up.
I'm perfectly capable of taking care of myself.
Well then, suit yourself.
Have 50 Cent Minimat made any contact yet?
The lawyer was here 2 days ago and I encouraged them to settle.
But?
The managing director was adamant and they settled at 500,000 shillings.
500,000? That's good. I'm okay with 500,000.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Joe, I'm totally okay with 500,000.
Mary, please. Listen, let's not get excited about this 500,000 shillings. I know that 50 Cent Minimat can do better.
What if it goes to court and we don't win anything? There's the possibility of losing.
I hardly doubt that.
What if we win less than 500,000 then?
Mary, the reason these guys are settling...
500,000 is good. I can start off a few projects, a business, travel perhaps.
Listen, we can do better. And as your advocate, I know that.
As my advocate, you are supposed to act on my behalf, right?
Right.
Then we settle. We settle. Get me the 500,000. What is it?
As I was saying earlier, please get these 500,000 shillings out of your mind.
It's virtually impossible.
Try for me. Now, the reason 50 Cent Minimite wants to settle even before the court case hearing begins is because their advocate has advised them to do that.
So?
So it means the lawyer believes that the case will likely go our way. But if it doesn't, it means that they will have to pay a higher compensation, meaning that we'll get more than 500,000 shillings. So please, just be patient. Okay?
I don't know. I don't know, Joe.
As your advocate, I know.
And you're sure about this?
Absolutely.
We'll get more than what they're offering.
Picture this. I'm not looking at anything less than 1 million shillings.
1 million shillings? You can do that?
Yep.
Okay, great. Then I'll be patient. Wow. Gosh, 500,000. 1 million.
Some water?
Yes, please. 1 million. Gosh, what would I do with 1 million?
Yeah, some water.
I had requested to speak to the MD of Nairobi Investment Bank. This is the second day running and I still haven't spoken to him.
I tried calling whole day.
I expect to speak to him by the end of this day.
I'll do my best.
Not good enough. Make it happen.
MD's office? Charity, this is Polly from Mwako and Company Advocates. May I please speak to the MD because... Oh, in a meeting? Okay, then call me after 1 hour, please. Thanks. Mr. Mwako, I've just called. They've told me to call back after 1 hour. Oh, I'm so stressed. Maybe this will help.
This is the reason I can't get a simple appointment. Because you're playing dollface in the office.
I had a spark in my eye.
Listen, come on, listen. The money should have been with me today. I did the job and I don't need to say I did it perfectly. Yeah, it's time to pay up. Okay, half of it this afternoon and the rest tomorrow morning. No, I'm in court. Yeah, I won't be available. Just do it. I don't care how you do it. Just do it.
The day has just begun and you're already pissed off.
Oh, man. Debt collection. I've never had a taste of it.
I doubt anyone does.
Now, Mary, remember what we discussed about your cross-examination?
I'm beginning to regret why we did not take the settlement. The figure wasn't as bad.
But not as good as 1 million shillings. Listen, you'll be okay. It's just the butterflies. Soon as the proceedings start, you'll be good. So?
Yeah, I trust you.
Good. And keep in mind what we discussed also about the testimony.
Yeah.
Good. First time you're late. Same shoes as yesterday. Tightest cut. That explains your lateness.
Get off it.
I'm just trying to be observant.
On the matter of Mary Mwaguya versus 50 Cent Minimart. Are both the applicant and defense ready?
Yep, Your Honor, ready to go.
A simple yes would suffice.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. Give me opening statements, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Mary Mwaguya, a young, attractive young lady. She went to do her mini shopping at a 50 Cent Minimart, worth 2,500 shillings. Then she accidentally walks out with a chewing gum worth 30 shillings. She was roughed up, manhandled with a security guard. She was later forced to manual labor. She carried a 90-kilogram sack of sugar. Then she was asked to split it up in 1 kg smoke packs. Like that was not enough, she was even willing to pay for the chewing gum she accidentally walked out with from 50 Cent Minimart. To top up this situation, a photograph of her holding the chewing gum is taken by the staff of 50 Cent Minimart and placed all over the mat so that all can see the thief. Now that is a violation of her right, Your Honor. But she's here today to seek some sort of retribution, some form of justice, knowing very well that the humiliation and embarrassment she went through on that day cannot be erased by money. Your Honor, it's a step. It's indeed a small step. For her to gain back what she lost on the 29th of March 2009 at the 50 Cent Minimart. Thank you.
Counsel Munga?
Shoplifters, the everyday thieves of any market, be it a supermarket, a mini mart, or a grocery. She shoplifted, and she had been seen several times but always managed to escape. Tadeo Molali had recognized her and did what was best under the circumstances. In fact, he was extremely and tremendously sympathetic to this young, attractive woman by not calling in the police. What good will it serve to see her go in jail for stealing a 30-bob chewing gum? Again, he was extremely, tremendously sympathetic. He opted for manual labor in the store. That would deter her from stealing again, and others who go to shoplift from there. Again, he was extremely sympathetic by not calling in the police and sparing her a jail term. He did her a favor.
Thank you, Counsel. Thank you, Counsel. Okay, Joe Cario. Call in your witness, please.
Would like to call in our first witness, Mary Mwaguya.
Yes, I'll hold. What do you mean? You told me to call you after 1 hour and here I am calling. Are you going to patch my call through? Charity, just this one time. Mwako really wants to speak to him and it's urgent. Fine, okay. Call me back. Hey, what's happening? You look bad.
Thanks. No, I didn't sleep well. Got to bed at 1, was up again at 4 in the morning, and I just couldn't go back to bed after that. I feel like I can't survive.
I'm sorry. Hey, might you be having the number, like the cell phone number, of the MD of Nairobi Investment Bank?
Nope. Paula.
Oh, Mr. Mwako really wants to speak to him, and if he doesn't, he's gonna kill me.
Now that's something to be worried about.
Mary, you walked into 50 Cent Minimart on the 29th of March 2009, right?
Yes, I was buying a few personal items.
Of which you paid for.
Yes.
Please tell the court how much was the total bill that you paid.
It was 2,524 shillings.
Your Honor, I would like to present the court with my first exhibit. These are the receipts of the goods that my client bought from 50 Cent Minimart. The time, dates, and full product descriptions are all here, including the change of 476 shillings. And please note, Your Honor, that my client paid the cashier 3,000 shillings in cash, thus the change.
Exhibit accepted and the change is noted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Maguya, tell us what happened after you proceeded to leave the premises.
I had just reached the exit when the guard grabbed my arm and pulled me back into the minimart. I asked him what was going on. He refused to answer and snatched my handbag, opened it, and started searching in it. I was taken by surprise. I tried to take back my handbag, but then I was stopped by another man.
Who was the other man?
That man seated over there, Mr. Tadeo Mwilali, the supervisor. I read that on the badge he was wearing that day. He instructed the guard to continue rummaging through my handbag.
Did they inform you what they were looking for?
No, they did not.
Okay, go on.
After searching my handbag for several minutes, they started searching my body. I was furious. I told them not to touch me unless they told me what was going on. Mr. Tadeo started calling me a thief and started touching my body in search of this item that I had supposedly stolen.
Did you resist?
Yes, I did. So they took me to the storage room where nobody could hear me and forcefully touched me all over. The guard was mumbling that he had seen me put a gun into my pockets.
Did they search your pockets?
Surprisingly, that was the last place they looked. They were busy filling me up. My breasts, my butt. I told them to look into my handbag because the jeans I was wearing was too tight to fit anything into the pockets.
And for how long did they fill you up in this harassment?
The ordeal lasted 10 long minutes.
10 minutes?
Yes.
10 long minutes. Did they find anything in those minutes?
Yes, they found the gum, but not on my body. It was in my handbag.
So what you're saying is that they searched your handbag the first time, they did not find the gum inside it. Mm-hmm. Then they ended up harassing you sexually for 10 minutes, then searched your bag again and found the gum inside it.
Yeah, that's how it went.
What happened next?
The supervisor, Mr. Tadeo, said he had been keeping an eye on me, that today I was not going to escape. He sent the guard for a camera. I was so scared because by then I was in the storeroom alone with that pervert, Mr. Tadeo, and I knew no good would come out of it.
At some point, did you offer to pay for the gun?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I offered to pay the 30 bob and even volunteered to give them 300 as a show of my remorse.
Did he accept it?
No, he did not. He wanted to punish me. The guard came back with the camera. I was instructed to hold the gum close to my face as a photo of me was taken. It was apparently an evidence of my theft.
Did they then release you after that?
No, they did not. They pulled me deeper into the store where there were sacks of sugar. I was instructed to carry a 90-kilogram sack and carry it close to the weighing machine where I would divide it into 1-kilogram packs. I told them to take all the money I had in my handbag, but this was of no interest to them. Mr. Tadeo confiscated, the supervisor, confiscated my handbag and locked me in He told me that he would check on me until I was done. Once I was through, I would go home.
And for how long did you do this hard manual labor?
It took me 3 hours. By that time, the mini-mart was closing. Mr. Tadeo gave me back my handbag and proceeded to show me the picture of me they had taken and pinned on one of the walls with the name shoplifter printed in bold above my head.
Your Honor, I'd like to submit my second exhibit. Your Honor, it is a picture of my client that was pinned up all over the mat at 50-cent mini-mat.
Okay. Exhibit accepted.
Miss Maguya, then what happened after that?
It was late. I couldn't get a matatu for my place at that time. So I called my boyfriend to come and pick me up and take me home.
Which he did?
Yes, I waited for him outside the mini-mart. He was shocked to see the state I was in.
What state were you in?
Total confusion and shock. My hands had blisters, my clothes were dirty, and my lips were cracked due to lack of water and lip balm for all those hours.
Did you seek any form of treatment?
For the blisters on my hands, yes.
Your Honor, I'd like to submit the medical report from the hospital she went to have the blisters on her hand to be taken care of.
Exhibit accepted, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. Right. One more question. Did you steal the chewing gum?
I did not steal it. It slipped into my handbag accidentally.
Silence in my court.
Thank you. Your Honor, no further.
Thank you, counsel.
Miss Muguya, you claim to have been sexually harassed and your body felt up by that man and the guard?
Yes.
They locked you up in the storage area for 10 minutes as they groped up your body?
Yes.
But they first did that right in the mini-mart where there were other customers, right?
Yes, that's right.
Were there other witnesses?
No?
Considering you put up such a fight, how come no one came to your help?
Objection, Your Honor. She's leading the client.
Overruled. I'd like to hear the answer to that.
Everything was happening so fast. They had made everybody believe that I had stolen. There's no mercy for thieves in Nairobi. We all know that. Thieves are killed in mob justice. Who would have come to my help?
Was your handbag open or closed when the guard was searching it?
Closed, I guess.
Was your handbag open or closed when you were shopping?
I really don't know.
Closed most probably. You can't walk around with a handbag that is unzipped. It exposes you to pickpockets.
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance.
I would like to establish how a pack of chewing gum could accidentally slip in her bag.
I'll allow it, counsel. Go on.
If your bag was probably closed while shopping, how come the pack of chewing gum accidentally slipped in?
There will be silence in my court.
I don't know.
You don't know, or you usually steal from mini and supermarkets, even though you have money. Kleptomania, can't you?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained. Counsel Amunga, please.
I've got no further questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Hey, Paul. It's Elsie.
Oh, Elsie. I never thought you'd call.
This is not a social call. I'd like us to talk.
Anyway, I've been hoping for the same thing. I didn't mean to be harsh on you. At the moment, it seemed like...
The plausible action? Yeah. Listen, can you come into my office for a brief meeting today?
Sure, yes.
Good. Be here in 2 hours.
I'm okay with that. See you then.
Please do tell the court your full names for the record.
I am Paul Msioka.
What is your relation with Mary Mwaguya?
I am a boyfriend.
On the 29th of March 2009, you received a call from your girlfriend, Mary Mwaguya, asking you to pick up from 50 Cent Minimart. Is that so?
Yes.
And did you speak before that?
Actually, we had spoken while she was in the Minimart shopping. We agreed to meet at a place at 7 p.m. I was over there at 7 p.m., but she wasn't in. I tried her cell phone, but she didn't pick my calls.
Do you remember how many times you called?
About 10 calls. 10
times. You must have been really worried and concerned about her.
Yes, I was. It was so unlike her not to be late for our dates or even pick my calls. I realized that there was something wrong, but I didn't know where to start.
All right. When you picked her up, what was her state?
She looked so tired and her clothes were dirty. When she entered the car, she cried for an hour.
She cried for an hour.
I took her home where I bathed her and changed her into clean clothes. When she was calm, I took her to hospital to get her blisters treated.
Right. The defense here says she was a kleptomaniac. Now, have you ever been or seen such an occurrence?
Never. Never.
Objection, Your Honor. The witness is the boyfriend. Of course he has never witnessed such an occurrence.
But he's a character witness, Your Honor.
Sustained. Go on, Mr. Kairu.
Thank you, Your Honor. Right, about the chewing gum. What about that?
She does not like that kind of chewing gum. She's a candy and chocolate person, not gum.
So if a couple of chocolate bars were found in her bag, you'd think she stole it?
Even with that, I wouldn't. She's not a thief, not even a shoplifter.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Thank you, counsel. Your witness?
But if she was found with chocolates in her bag, would you still say she didn't steal it? How long have you been dating?
About a year now.
Do you love her?
I do.
You'd protect her as the loving boyfriend you are, won't you?
Of course, yes.
Even if it means lying under oath?
Objection, Your Honor.
The witness testimony is not credible due to the fact of the romantic relationship between him and Mary Mwaguya.
Counsel, do you have any further questions for your witness?
Yes. Does she walk around with her handbag unzipped?
For Christ's sake, who does? That is like walking with your wallet half out of the pocket.
Precisely. But I'd like a yes or a no.
I've never noticed such detail. I am sure it's usually zipped up.
So it's a no.
No!
So how did the gum end up in a handbag when it was closed? I was just thinking aloud. Nothing further, Your Honor.
The witness may step down. Mr. Kairu, have you any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. The court therefore takes a 20-minute recess, and thereafter the defense will call in their witnesses. Court is adjourned.
Leave it on my desk.
Is the game that tough, or are you just deep in thought?
Winnie.
So, how are you doing? You seem to have a lot to think about.
Please sit.
I am so excited about the holiday we are planning. I've just been talking to Mrs. Okello. You should see our plans. They're so delightful.
Spectacular.
Yeah, I had promised to give them the check this week, and I was wondering if you could write for me one now. Richard, you don't seem as excited as I am about this holiday. You still want to go, don't you?
Look, going on holiday with you and the kids could be the best thing that would happen right now, but unfortunately, I can't afford it.
What's happening with the farm?
The rumors were true.
Oh, Nairobi Investment Bank have moved to Shah and Shah? Oh, I'm so sorry. But you're a brilliant man and advocate. And you can do so much better than you give yourself credit for.
Thanks.
So, will you be doing some restructuring?
I doubt it. Right now, I'll be looking at the accounts.
Let me know when you need me, huh? Look, I have to go for a meeting. And don't work too late. I'll make us dinner.
That would be nice.
Okay.
Please state your name and job title at 50 Cent Minimart.
I'm Tadeo Mwelalia. I'm the supervisor.
Could you recount the events that occurred on the 29th of March with regards to Mary Mwaguya?
Yes. I was on duty that day when one of the guards gave me a call and told me that there was a shoplifter. I told him to stop her and search her for anything she might have stolen.
Which he did?
He held her back until I got there.
Did you find anything you were searching for?
Eventually, yes.
What and where was it?
A pack of gum in Mary Maguire's bag.
Mary Mwaguya has accused you of you and your guard of manhandling her and sexually assaulting her. How true is that?
Well, hardly true, because I told her to surrender what she had taken and let her go. And instead of her admitting that she started insulting me and the guard and shouting for the other patrons, thus taking her to the storage room for easier search.
Did you grab her breast at any time?
No.
Or any part of the body?
Well, we did a basic physical search.
So how did you opt for the manual work instead?
Well, I knew involving the police would have landed her into much bigger trouble, and landing her into jail was not worth it at all. So a simple punishment as that has proved to be much effective in such petty offences.
So you were protecting her?
Yes.
How about the photos you pinned on your notice board?
Well, that was not anyway meant to be demeaning. It was just meant for my workers to recognize her face and be cautious with her next time.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, Counsel. Mr. Kairu, your witness.
Mr. Mulali, why did you have to use two men to search one person?
In such a case, I needed a witness. That is a policy.
Do you have female employees?
Yes.
Female guards?
Yes.
There is indeed a policy, like everywhere else in this country, for female to be searched by female guards. Your Honor, please instruct the witness to answer the question.
Answer the question.
Yes, it is.
Right. Then why did you have to make a male guard, including yourself, a man, search the body of a female client?
It was the best course of action at the moment.
Best course of action to satisfy you, to suit you. Huh? While you are having a little enjoyment in the name of investigation, right? That is all, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. The witness may step down.
How long have you been standing there?
I just got here. Pauline has been trying to call you, but your phone has been permanently busy.
I've got to put it down after I made a call.
I see.
Come in. Why don't you sit down?
Thank you.
I received the summons and I wanted us to talk before it goes too far.
Well, considering you're the lawyer here, you should know better.
I've been considering some visitation.
Considering some visitation?
I've been thinking about it.
You called me here to tell me that you're thinking about me seeing my son? Elsie, I have a right to see Jabali. He is my son.
He hasn't been your son for the past 9 years. So don't start telling me he's your son today.
Hello! When is it going to get through your thick lawyered head that it doesn't matter how many years I've not been a father to him?
My blood runs in his veins.
How convenient of you to remember where your blood flows when it suits you.
He is my son.
I've been his mother and his father since the day he was born. So get this through your thick, unlawyered skull. You deserve nothing but a kick to the curb for what you're putting us through.
Oh boy. Ain't I glad I took off the moment you got pregnant?
Is this the kind of nonsense I was going to put up with if I stayed?
Mr. Dennis Mulama, you are the overall manager of the 50 Cent Minimart Mall?
Yes, I am.
What is your general policy on shoplifters?
Actually, I train my supervisors to take discretion in some matters. However, I also ask them to take pictures of shoplifters so that they can pin them up and the other staff members could know whom to watch out for.
So it's a precautionary measure, not a punitive measure?
Yes.
But why the notice boards?
For easy identification again.
So, in your opinion, Mr. Tedao Molali acted in the best interest of the Minimart Mall?
Yes, I think he did his best. I would have called the police. You know, shoplifters can be a headache to a manager.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. Mr. Kairu, your witness.
Mr. Mulama, you're the overall manager of 50 Cent Minimart.
Yes, sir.
What are the policies do you have that come in effect in regards to customers who are suspected of stealing?
We have none in place.
You have none? I thought it would be natural for Mary Muguya to be searched by a female guard.
You could say so, but I understand that she was quite unruly and stubborn. In fact, I think the supervisor did his best under those circumstances.
Under the circumstances. So does it mean if a female guard searched you and touched you, would you be comfortable with that?
Actually, I would enjoy it.
Silence in the courtroom.
Thank you.
Thank you. The witness may step down.
How dare you!
Yes, I do dare! And in fact, I'll say it again. I'm glad I left you when you were pregnant with my son because...
Ah! You bastard!
What nonsensical behavior is this? Brawl in my office? Shouting in my office? Where's your respect for the chambers?
Mwako,
Get out! Get out! Now! This is the reason I'm losing clients. My staff have no decency.
Mwako,
Get out! I said get out! You too, Elsie.
Counsel, closing arguments.
Your Honor, this is a case where my client has been framed by a security guard and possibly his supervisor and used as a tool of entertainment in a long sessions of filling up and groping a female client. Ask yourself this question. If indeed a search was conducted, why was it done by a man and not a woman? It goes without saying a woman should be searched by a woman. Also ask yourself this question. Why was the gum not found in the bag at the first time when it was searched? Why was it found after my client was sexually harassed by 2 men? Ask yourself also, why would she steal gum if she doesn't even chew? We have the testimony of the boyfriend, Paul Musyoka, that she does not chew gum. Your Honor, if indeed she stole the pack of gums valued at 30 shillings, why did they refuse to accept payment that was 10 times more the retail price of the chewing gum? And I mean, manual labor for 3 hours? Come on. That's uncalled for. That's a woman. Your Honor, it seems that we have masochists at 50-cent minimum. Thank you.
Thank you, Counsel. Counsel Amunga.
Mary Muguya stole from the 50-cent minimart. It doesn't matter whether she chews gum or not, she stole. She has a psychological condition. She's a kleptomaniac. So it doesn't matter whether she has the money or not, she just has to steal. The guard was simply doing his job. It didn't matter whether it was male or female. He was doing his job, which he did quite well, otherwise we wouldn't be here right now. The supervisor was also doing his job. He was very compassionate, not to call in the law enforcers, but instead opted to give her simple manual work to deter her from future kleptomaniaism. Until today, I have never heard of blisters forming because of weighing sugar. Is there anyone here who's ever experienced this? So what is this all about? Is this about money? Mary Muguya stole from the minimart. She was forgiven by being given work weighing sugar. She then goes and sues the very people who gave her a second chance, a chance to be out of prison for petty offenses. Your Honor, this is wrong. This is a waste of time and an abuse of the law. Thank you.
Thank you, Counsel. The court is adjourned until 2 p.m. tomorrow. may be seated. On the matter of Mary Mwaguya versus 50 Cent Minimart, I find it extremely shameful and preposterous that such a well-respected company with a chain of mini-marts in different towns could violate the terms of bodily search. It is universal that a bodily search is conducted by people of the same sex. That's a well-known fact. Whether Mary Mwaguya stole or not, in this case, it is not the court's concern. What concerns the court is the treatment she got after being a suspect in the hands of the Minimart. This should be an incentive for the Minimart to have proper policies on such matters. Thus, I rule in favor of the applicant and award her 2 million shillings. Court is adjourned.
Oh, I'm so glad I listened to you.
Trust me.
You've made them very angry.
Well, I think next time they'll come to me for defense.
Thank you.
All right.
I guess I'll be seeing you in your office.
Sure.
Okay.